Woo! What's going on, guys? Orange Foam coming at you guys. We have another video. In today's video, I'm gonna finally get done day 4 of Lions training camp. It was yesterday, but I couldn't get to the actual video. I had a lot of things going on. I had my little girl's birthday yesterday, and there was no way that I could get it done. I had like 15 girls in here. 15 girls in here yesterday, man. It was chaos. And then we threw a little party for my daughter, and there was just no getting to it. It was a busy day. But this, sorry for getting to it late, but this is the way it goes. And it was the last day of training camp with the pads off. Okay, they had an option, I believe, on Friday or Saturday to put some shells on. Had the helmets, obviously, but nothing fully, no full gear. But Sunday was the last day for no pads. They had a day off actually today, Sunday. Saturday was actually the last day with no pads. So Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. They did a 4-day off. Sunday, today, and they go back tomorrow. And they're going to be full gear, full bore. Let's go. But, thanks to guys like John Macaron, Eric Schlitt, Tim Twentyman, Jeff Risden, Jeremy Reisman, Ben Ravens, Justin Rogers. I kind of pick from all those guys on what I like to report. They do all the dirty work, these guys. I'm just getting it out to you guys, but these guys get all the credit, and I'd love to thank those guys for that. There, the injuries, guys. DJ Reader's obviously still out on the PUP list. Christian Mahogany, the 6th-round guard that we picked up in the 6th round of Boston College, has still got that illness. He is on the NFI list, non-football injury list, so he's been suffering for a little bit now with this illness. We did waive, again, offensive lineman Matt Farniok. Injury settlement, I believe we let him go. It's the second time around now, I think, because we brought him back, and I'm pretty sure I don't know if he's gone for sure. I thought he was. I thought he went on the injury reserve list, the PUP list, and he missed 4 games. But I think we let him go. I could be wrong. But yeah, those... So he could be gone. He could be on the team still. I don't know. He's not even really that much with depth. Now, guys that came back, Jameson Williams came back, wide receiver, and DB Brian Branch came back too. They were attending a funeral of Kyrie Jackson, who they were teammates with at Alabama Crimson Tide back in the day, a few years back. Some fans in attendance. It was a packed house. We'll get to that a little bit later on as well. They did have some signings and some tryouts. They did host a linebacker, Story Jackson from the UFL. They're really dipping into that pool. I think a lot of NFL teams are. There's some really good talent in the UFL. Give it a watch. I know it's not the NFL, but it can be tough watch for some people. But they went after that guy, and they had a tryout with him. I don't think they signed him or anything yet, but he did play for the Cleveland Browns back in 2022. He had over 100 plus tackles, 13 tackles for loss, 7 sacks, 1 interception at Liberty in college with the Liberty Flames back in 2021. A little giddy up there. Then they went and signed a linebacker, Malik Jefferson, 6'3", 240 pounds. 6 teams in 6 years. Always played for the Bengals. They were actually drafted by the Cincinnati Bengals in the 3rd round. Back in 2018, I believe, they played for the Cleveland Browns, Chargers, Colts, Cowboys, and now with Detroit Lions. So 6 teams, 6 years. He was a decent player in college. He played for Texas. He was a Texas Longhorn. 230 tackles, 25.5 tackles for loss, 12 sacks, 6 pass deflects, 1 fumble recovery, 2 forced fumbles, 1 touchdown. A few years at Texas. He's just a guy that just couldn't get it together. Just a guy that couldn't get it together at the NFL level and just hasn't since. 1 team a year. It's like weird, man. 6 teams, 6 years. So it's a guy that kind of that I've seen some social media guys just come on Jeff Risden's he's a great athlete but a bad football player. That's just basically what he is. So I don't know really a whole hell of a lot about him. I didn't go into a deep dive with him, but he's an interesting guy because he was so good in college. He wasn't great. He was good. He had a pretty decent college career, especially his last year at Texas. Over 100 tackles, getting to the quarterback at a decent rate, tackles for loss, a couple pass deflects, do a little bit of everything, play the run a little bit. So he just can't get it together. Like, I don't know if it's an injury thing. There's no lack of production, scheme. I don't really know what it is. This guy, I think he has a 0.05 chance of making this football team. But I guess maybe you never know. A little bit older, a little more wiser. You know, it's a very, very long shot. But it's a guy that, you know, keep an eye on. He could be released within days. Once Mahogany maybe comes back off the NFI list, you could see a guy like Malik Jefferson being gone. You know what I mean? It's just a guy that, you know, it's really strange how we just can't get it together. You know, just one of those guys that could play good in college but just can't make it in the pros. Hopefully he's a gem. He's a diamond in the rough, but I'm not counting on that. And then we had, you know, there's some tension going on with lots of position battles getting fought for, fighting for roster spots, special teams really being focused. Even Dave Fipp coming out here saying, you know, like I talked about this the other day, saying, you know, if you don't have a lot of talent on the field as in the position, like say as a wide receiver, as a wide receiver, you just can't make it past wide receiver 5 or 6, or even worse. But you're great on special teams. They could be a gunner. You're fast off the line. You can down punch. You just play special teams. There's guys that I played with in football that just weren't very good on the field, like playing, you know, every day, every down, you know, one, first, second, third down, but they were hell of, like they could play some special teams, hell of a special teamer. You know, I had a couple buddies like that could just play special teams that were just really good at it. You know, and that's just what's going on right now in the NFL, and I think a lot of teams are taking notice. There's a big change in the NFL this year going on with the special teams, with the kicking and the kickoffs and all that stuff. So, you know, the Lions are really focusing on that, and they're not the only team. They're not the only team doing it, but they're really concentrating on it. I've noticed, you know, from years past, obviously, that this year they're really focusing on it, you know, via all the changes, right? Terrion Arnold, the rookie at Alabama, he's looking good. He had a pretty good day against Amon-Ra St. Brown. Back and forth day, though. St. Brown beat him up a little bit early on with some reps, and then he was chirping him. You know, Arnold going back on him as well. And Arnold had a nice pass breakup later. You can see it. There's a video of it. He's running stride for stride. And I know Amon-Ra St. Brown's no speedster, and neither is Terrion Arnold. Terrion Arnold's no speedster either with a 4.5 40. He says he ran slow because of a tweaked hammy. He says he probably would have got 4.4 or less, but he's a guy that was running stride for stride with Amon-Ra St. Brown. And Amon-Ra St. Brown is just a good, not even good. He's an elite route runner. And, you know, he kept up with him, made a nice pass breakup, Goff throwing the ball, and then, you know, he let him have it, and then, you know, they were going back and forth, having good times about it. You know, Arnold will have his ups and downs, though. He will have his ups and downs as an NFL player, and that's expected. Now, wide receiver Maurice Alexander. You know, this is a practice squad guy that's been with the team. I think this is his third camp now. He's been on the practice squad for 2 years, for 2 years running, and he's got some good special teams to him. He's got some quicks, got the wheels. He's a returner. He made some nice. He made a couple nice grabs on day 4. Him and Sudfeld were having a really nice connection on Saturday. You know, one against cornerback Kindell Vildor, and then he drew a holding from cornerback Stephen Gilmore. So he's in the mix for wide receiver 5, maybe. You know, but he's showing out again. You have to make this tough for these coaches, and I think that's what some of these guys are doing. And then some team drills. You know, they did 3 units. You know, the team 1 on offense, team 2, team 3. 3 plays each. Goff completions to Laporta and Green, and then he had a third pass incomplete to J-Mo with Terrion Arnold in coverage again. So that's good to see that Terrion's covering J-Mo, because J-Mo has been killing dudes. And that's good to see. Nate Sudfeld, completions to running back Sione Vaikai, the rookie out of Utah, and then Tom Kennedy. Then he had a third pass incomplete to Jake Funk, the running back. Keep forgetting that we got the Funkster on this team too. He's been a little bit of a journeyman playing for the Rams and the Cowboys as well. And then Hendon Hooker, he was on team 3 today. You know, they've been going back, him and Sudfeld, team 2, team 3, team 2, team 3. They've been going back and forth with this. They're trying to find, I think, consistency. and he didn't have a very good day. We'll get into that too. Incomplete to wide receiver Isaiah Williams. He did have a completion to tight end Sam McKeon from Michigan Wolverine. And then he had a third pass tipped by linebacker Jalen Reeves Maben. Hooker struggled, like I said. We'll get into it more. Sudfeld showed a little bit more control of the offense, leading the second team most of the day. So, I'm not saying Hooker's job's in jeopardy, but his job's in jeopardy. And it's super early, but Hooker needs to step up here, and I think he will. I honestly think he will, but Sudfeld's not going away. Sudfeld's not going away, and I don't think anybody wants Sudfeld to be this QB2, but it's not out of the question. Not right now. Now I think Hooker's going to eventually win it, but he needs to get better. Then he has some situational work, 1 minute drill. Sudfeld, Green had a nice catch, first down. It was short though, so it turned into a second down. Then there was an incompletion to Khalif Raymond. And then Tom Kennedy had a catch for a first down. And then there was a throwaway by Sudfeld. Then wide receiver Kaden Davis had a first down, and Enos Rakestraw Jr. on the coverage. And then Jake Bates did hit a field goal. I think it was a 39-yarder. I found it a little bit later on. At first I couldn't find it, and then I believe it was a 39-yarder to finish the day, and offense won that drill. And then the scrums, and then there's some scrums going on. Like I said, there's a very physical, been going on for the past 2-3 days. They're chomping at the bit, like I talked about. These guys are getting heated out there. Derek Barnes, who's been involved in like 3 little skirmishes so far, him and Skipper went after it. I guess Skipper went down and did some blocking downfield. He either hit Barnes or something happened. Him and Barnes got into it. Anzalone came running over, man. Got involved and protecting his boy. They're best friends. Apparently they're best friends, and Derek Barnes showing a lot of love to Anzalone after practice, saying that's my boy, that's my guy, that's my day one. He's my best friend. He will always be there for me, and vice versa. So good to see, man, the chemistry there. And then Raymond and Iffy, Melifano, they got into it a little bit too. They were jawing at each other. And I guess J-Mo and Kirby Joseph got after a little bit too. A little bit of pushing and shoving. Nothing serious. These guys there hasn't been any punches thrown, no animosity, no bad words after practice. No, I'll meet you there, I'll meet you there. Nothing like that. Just football. Just football. It happens. And this team, it's competitive, man. They're all athletes. They're all competitors. So this is going to happen. And then, like I said, Barnes has been getting into it. So with a few players early on in camp, and he's saying he's not going to change his ways. He says he's not changing his ways. He's like, wait till the pads come on. So I'm excited for that too. And then J-Mo, the fans love him. Every time J-Mo's running out there, the fans are loving him. Like I said, the fans were in attendance. I believe it was 26,000 people. That might be too much, actually. That might be too much. 2,600 maybe, or something like that. 2,600. I don't think Allen Park can't fit that many. 26,000. So, but I think I did write the number down. But that's good, man. The fans are loving him. He needs a lot of support, man. He's on his 3rd year. It's a big year for him. He did have an early drop but then he turned it on. He came back with a really nice catch. Took an end around. You guys seen his end around. Every time this guy does an end around, he has a huge gain. He did it against San Francisco. He's done it in the regular season. It's just speed. His speed is unmatched. There's not too many guys as fast as him in the NFL. Tyreek Hill. Then after that, I don't really know. Him and Tyreek Hill are probably the 2 fastest guys in the NFL. I'd love to see these guys run against each other. He's just showing the speed off. And then J-Mo and defensive coordinator Aaron Glenn were kind of going after each other. They've been chirping at each other. You know how Deuce Staley and Aaron Glenn used to kind of go at it. I guess J-Mo's the new guy. And he's been going after him. He's been going after the defense. Like I said, J-Mo's been lighting up this defense pretty good. The defense has won a few reps against them, but J-Mo is winning the battle so far. And he told Aaron Glenn, you have nobody on this defense that can cover me. I guess he said something along that line. Aaron Glenn barking back. So, it's all good, clean fun. Like I said, they're competitors. And I love seeing stuff like this and hearing about it. So, more to come, especially when the pads come on. And then some quick hitters, guys. You know, this is kind of a long one today, but it's okay. There's some quick hitters. Jake Bates, and I want to apologize to Jake Bates. I've been calling him Jack Bates for 2 days now, pretty much. So Jake Bates was 2 for 3 earlier on. Oh, 3 for 3. Sorry, 3 for 3 early on, but a 54, 51, either a 47 or a 48. There's different reporting going on there, but he hit a 54, 51 and a between 47, 48 yarder. Later on, though, he went 1 for 4. Okay, he hit a 42. He missed 2 50-yarders. One was reported a 46, though, so I don't know, a 46 to 50-yarder, and then the other was a 60-yarder. And I guess he missed the first one, made the adjustment on the second one. You could tell he over-adjusted, and then he did it again. So he kind of missed 3 in a row. You know, he's human. It's going to happen. I don't want everybody to panic. But he missed a few field goals. But at the end of the day, he did hit that 39-yarder to end that situational work, that situational drill. And then wide receiver Darius Fountain is out here. Man, he was taking some first-team offensive reps. You love to see that alongside Antoine Green and Donovan Peoples-Jones, which is great to hear too. They're really, you know, that wide receiver 5, 4 is really starting to heat up. Wide receiver 6 is starting to heat up. So, and then special teams, open field tackling drill, 1-on-1, 2-hand touch. This is a fun drill. I remember this drill too as well. Laporta juked out Alex Anzalone, and then JMO got both hands on Terry Arnold just barely, but he got him. And you like to see that the guys having fun and just seeing who can outrun who. And then number 4, cornerback Stephen Gilmore. He's making plays. He had multiple pass breakups today on the second and third team, especially the third team. He was knocking down a lot of passes from Hendon Hooker. Gilmore has potential. The Lions really, really like him. And he was also getting some second team reps too. So, kind of filling in for Khalil Dorsey at times. So they like Gilmore. I think this could be a guy that could make this roster. That cornerback room is a little bit full right now, especially if all the guys pan out. But who knows? And somebody might not pan out. But Gilmore's looking pretty decent. And then Hooker, like I said, inconsistent with his accuracy and multiple PBUs, pass breakups. He did have a really nice ball to wide receiver Isaiah Williams, a UDFA, undrafted free agent. What a one-handed snag over the middle. That was probably catch of the day. Hooker needs to be better. So, he needs to be better. And then 2,600 fans at practice. Not 26,000. Sorry about that. 2,600 fans at practice. So that makes a lot more sense. And then Dan Campbell. This is pretty big news too. He kind of confirmed that Brian Branch will be playing lots of safety. I've seen one report where one ex guy, Twitter guy, said that it was a permanent move. Now I didn't read anything like that from Campbell just yet, but he did say he will be playing some safety. He will be playing safety this year. So you guys know how Aaron Glenn's defense is. His safeties make a lot of plays. We saw Melifonwu last year do it, getting some sacks, getting some picks. Kirby Joseph is a little bit of a ball hawk back there at safety. You're a little bit deeper. You get to see a lot more. Brian Branch is a very smart football player. Probably one of the smartest football players on this team defensive-wise. And he's out there making plays at the nickel. He's even going to probably make more plays at the safety position. So I don't think it's going to be a permanent thing until I hear otherwise, in my opinion. I think he's going to be used as a weapon, a nickel in the back. They have a lot of secondary guys that they can play now. And you're going to probably see a lot of 3 safety sets with guys like Branch, Kirby, and Melifonwu back there, just roaming around. So it's going to be a much different look, I think, on defensively this year. Still the same, some of a lot the same, but you're going to see different schemes and different sets. And then more Hooker news, man. Learning that Hooker dislocated his finger during training camp. He dislocated his ring finger on his throwing hand during OTA spring. So that's why when you hear, I swear every report that came out was Hooker was horrible. Okay, he was horrible. His accuracy is terrible. It was like, oh my God, he's so behind. Now it's starting to make a little bit more sense. Now I'm not making any excuses because he did have a bad day on Saturday, But prior to that, he had 3 good days. Prior to that, he had a good day Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Saturday was rough though. His accuracy issues kind of came forth a bit again, but I guess he dislocated it, and that's why his throwing. I guess he uses that pinky finger to put his pinky on the stripes, on the laces, and that kind of controls his motion. It controls his accuracy, and that's why he was kind of throwing a lot of bad balls in spring during OTAs and minicamp. But kind of learned something new. Justin Rogers reported that one too, I believe. And then the signed linebacker reserves. There's a full-blown competition early on right now with Matthew Betts, the CFL guy, the Canadian kid, and James Houston. They're switching back to Sam linebacker 2, Sam linebacker 3. They're going back and forth. Barnes being that Sam linebacker 1. And then quarterbacks, Emmanuel Mosley and Amik Robertson, the guy that we brought from the Raiders there. They're switching at nickel cornerback as well too. So they're trying to get that. They're trying to find a starter there, because if they move Branch back to safety, they really want to get either that nickel cornerback 2 down, either Mosley or Robertson, or one of those guys are starting at the beginning of the year. So there's some competition that's really starting to heat up right now. And then defensive tackle, nose tackle, Kyle Pico was repping ahead of Broderick Martin on team 1 of the defense, inside in the interior. So he's getting some looks. Wide receiver, Caden Davis, a guy that's starting, that's starting to get a lot of push. His name is starting to come forth a lot more. The wide receiver, he's getting number 1 and number 2 reps as well too. So he's getting a little bit of a push. And then O-line, Skipper shifted from left to right on second team. Connor Galvin, kid that we picked up either last year or 2 years ago, I believe, I'm not 100% sure. Kid out of Baylor as a UDFA. They elevated him to left tackle. Sorsdal going to be on the third team at right tackle. Now, this is no demotion for Sorsdal, because Sorsdal's been fantastic. Sorsdal's been really, really good this spring and really, really good this summer so far. But no pads. The pads will come on tomorrow, but he's been really, really good. So Campbell and Johnson really wanted to see Skipper and Galvin on different looks and different positions. It has nothing to do with Connor Galvin. Has nothing to do with Colby Sorsdal being demoted. Not at all. And then rookie Giovanni Manu, the massive offensive tackle, still at third string left tackle, needs lots of developing apparently right now. So that's a guy that we're probably not going to see much, who probably will make the team. But he will be deep, deep, deep on this roster. And there's some more quarterback talk. No interceptions so far yet. A couple close ones. I think Malcolm Rodriguez had a ball in his hand. Campbell did. A couple DBs getting some balls on their hands, but no interceptions just yet, which is kind of bizarre, which is pretty crazy. A lot of pass breakups, a couple drops, obviously, but no INTs. Now we're coming to the end. Gibbs is back. Jahmyr Gibbs, I probably should have said at the beginning, but Jahmyr Gibbs is back full-time now. He was doing some team drills. He's doing individual drills. He's doing it all right now. Remember, he's suffering from that soft tissue injury, which I think is a hamstring. They never really came out and said. If they did, I missed it. But that's what I think it is. He's looking smooth and silky out there, man. I guess he had a really nice bounce-back run for a long gain. He looks ready to rock and roll, man. Big year from Gibby. Then tight ends are balling right now, apparently. You're not hearing a whole bunch about them. You're not hearing a whole bunch, but they're catching everything. And every play that is designed to go to the tight end right now is working on first, second, and third teams. That's what's being reported out there, that the tight ends are getting a lot of looks. We probably got 3 tight ends. We obviously love Laporta. Brock Wright is a solid backup. And then it should be James Mitchell and maybe Shane Zylstra fighting there. Don't really know too much about, the tight end 3. I don't think it'll be a crazy competition. Mitchell should win it, but, he's been a little bit banged up. He hasn't produced like they think that he should, but they've been doing their job, like all the tight ends. They've been doing their job. Everything thrown to them has been caught, too, so they're just doing everything. They're playing good out there as a unit, and you like to hear that. And then the tight ends seeing some time at fullback as well, too. So this kind of makes me believe they got rid of Jason Cabinda, which I can't stand the fullback position. It's not that I didn't like Jason Cabinda as a player. I just can't stand that position. I just think it's overused. It's done with. It's not even overused. That's not even the word I'm looking for. It's just not part of the NFL much anymore, unless you're Jusic, whatever the kid's name is, from the San Francisco 49ers. He's a different breed of fullback. He's just a different breed of fullback. And, but it looks like we're probably going to carry, we always used to carry 3 and then a fullback, or 2 and a full, whatever we do. I have a feeling we're going to carry 4 running backs this year, and they're going to use Sione Vaikai, the rookie, as that 4. I think he's going to be doing a lot of fullback duties. And then the tight ends. The tight ends are playing some fullback positions, so you're going to see a lot of guys in the backfield splitting out as a half, not even a halfback, as an H-back. So like you're going to be seeing all that stuff too, and not a true fullback on this team. Then Jack Campbell news: instinctive versus the run early on. No pads, like I said, but he's looking better versus the run early so far than he did last year as a rookie, which you would kind of expect. And then some more Vaikai news: rookie Sione Vaikai and Craig Reynolds. They're fighting for that RB3 role right now, like I talked about. They're really going after each other on special teams, and I guess it's one of the more fun matchups to watch from the beat writer's perspective. So remember, they're fighting for that RB3 spot, though. But that's it, guys. That's all the stuff that I kind of got, and I tried to get everything out that I could do that I thought was very important. I don't think I left much out. I went to a bunch of different outlets, like I said. I want to thank all those guys. So I appreciate it, guys. Thanks for coming out. Thanks for watching the video. Don't forget to hit the notification bell up top. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button on the bottom. Don't forget to like, comment, share this out. Appreciate all you guys. One pride, Detroit versus everybody. LFG. Let's go, boys. Boom. Detroit Lions, baby.